Hi there, my name's Luke. Welcome back to Photo Bite. Today we're in this lovely scenery because Nikon decided to make the D780, and the only question I have to wonder is, why? But before we dive into the why, we need to know the where. And around 2014, Nikon came out with the D750, and even myself as a photographer was quite keen to get my hands on it and actually use it as an everyday camera. It had everything you needed. It had some pretty decent video. It wasn't 4K, but you know, it was usable. It had a screen that flipped out, which was very gripping. It definitely brought people's attention just with that. And also the price point. I mean, it was £1,700 body only, and it was affordable for most people because the next step up was the D810 at the time, and that was about, I don't know, £3,200. It's quite a jump. And with the introduction of the D780, nothing much has changed. I mean, you still got a 24 megapixel sensor. It's got a bit of a boost on burst mode, so you get 15 frames a second. ISO slightly improved. Still got dual card slots, which would be a bit stupid if they got rid of that. Uses the same battery. But why would they make it? I mean, ergonomically, very, very comfortable. I'll give that to Nikon. Very comfortable. There's this little corner where my palm of my hand sits, and you think, oh, if that was sharp and pointy, that would be very uncomfortable. So they kind of smoothed it out. I appreciate that. But, geez, that wind is getting bad. Hear that? Bad. Anyway, you know, in terms of form factor, it hasn't changed much from the D750. It's very comfortable, but the price point sits at about £2,000 for this body. But you can get a Z6 for £1,699, and that will come with an FX adapter. So the actual autofocus system in the camera is the same as the Z6. However, when you're going through the viewfinder, it's a little bit different. So inside you have 51 focus points. On the back you got over 250 when you're using live view, so you get a few more to cover the screen, which is nice. That offers you silent shooting mode. They do have little quiet shutters on here, but if I just do this quickly by the mic, okay, so that's just normal. That's just a normal single. This is quiet. It's just drawn out a bit. Still loud in my opinion, but just drawn out. One thing they have changed from the D750 is its maximum exposure is now an 8,000th of a second, because the other one was 4,000. Loads of people complained about that, but now they fixed it, so stop complaining about it. In terms of the actual openings, you got your headphone jack, microphone jack, you got the cable release, so that's just you've also got USB-C, just a typical update, and you got HDMI. You got the F-Log, so they got a few more features from the D850, which is nice, but you can also get those features in the Z6. Now, it may sound like I'm being a bit mean to Nikon, but I mean, let's be honest, the camera body alone costs £2,000. The previous Z50 was $1,600 when that came out, so they already bumped the price up on that. Yes, you do get quite a bit in updates, but that still doesn't warrant bumping the price up to £400. And then when you look at the Z6, the mirrorless system, which we have to say, for Nikon to go into mirrorless, the Z6 was a very, very good model. Price-wise, it was great. You know, it really fit in. It was in the sub 2,000 mark. Now you can pick up body only for £1,699, and it comes with the FTX adapter so that you can actually use your FX lenses on a mirrorless system. And yes, it does slow down the autofocus system a little bit, but if you're doing sport, you'd be using the D500 anyway. And if we're also getting into something, you do get dual card slots in this, and they're SD, and then the Nikon is the Z6, and that takes XQD card, and those are about £150 for a 64 gig, and you can pick up a 64 gig for this one for about £15. But you do get a 64 gigabyte XQD card in the box with the Z6, so it's not like they're leaving you in the deep end straight off the bat. And if you do want to get some more, you can do so and still be under the price range for this as the body alone. So really, if you have £2,000 sitting around, you can afford a Z6, get the Z6. So some final thoughts on the D780. I honestly think Nikon made this camera so people would buy mirrorless. They would realize that DSLRs have, you know, peaked, and if you want to get a warrantable upgrade, go with the Z6. Every time I've started talking about this camera, I just quickly realize you can get the Z6 and it could do the same thing. One of the features that leads me to this is the fact that they have a creative mode, where they give you 120 frames per second shooting stills. Those stills are 2 megapixels. If I recall correctly, 1080 by 1920 equates to 2 megapixels. So all they're really giving you is just the photo stills. All they're really giving you is the photo stills in the memory card out of the video. Really? And if you're gonna get this DSLR, you're gonna get it because it's comfortable, it is bulky, it does carry a bit more weight than the Z series, it is a tank, it is weather sealed, but that's really where it ends. I mean, if you're worried about having to buy a whole new set of batteries, this very type of battery here, where is it? Because they got a little abbreviation to it now. The EL15B also comes in the Z6 and the Z7, so it's not like you're going to have to go out and buy a whole new set of batteries. And when it comes to shooting, yes, this does pack a bit more punch when it comes to shooting loads of photos without needing to change battery. That's great, but the Z6 ain't that bad. I mean, you're probably knocking about 100 photos off. That may warrant a good reason to say, oh, that's not quite enough for me. Fair enough. But that's 1 point to DSLR and several points to mirrorless. And to be honest with you, if you really are thinking about getting this, you gotta wonder why. I mean, get the D750 this is a small upgrade from the D750, not a major one. You do get 4K video and it is non-cropped, but it's just like that in the Z6. And you can also get that set so you can do 10-bit video in there with the flat profile. So, do you really win anything going with the D780? And this does sound like a rant, because it kind of is, because I was kind of expecting a bit more from Nikon to really pull it out the bag. I was kind of hoping and praying for like a D810 to be shoved in here to say last hurrah to DSLR. But no. They're going to give us a few minor upgrades, whack on 400 quid for the asking price, and yeah, they kind of kept with the flippy screen. Still got that. It's touchscreen now, that helps. But overall, that's our review of the Nikon D780. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Tell me, or tell us, why you would get the D780 over a Z6 or anything else in the same price range. But that's our review of the D780. My name's Luke, this is PhotoBite, and we'll see you next time.